Welcome to the BodyMaitre Podcast, where we explore the journey of healing, awakening, and mastering the four bodies of consciousness: the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. I'm your host, Darreck. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something subtle but incredibly powerful: identification programs in spiritual response therapy, and how we can expand this research with the BodyMaitre 4 Bodies system to understand how these programs shape our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and even our personality. What is an identification program? In spiritual response therapy, or SRT, an identification program is a subconscious belief or energy pattern where we identify with someone else's traits, emotions, or behaviors, and begin to mirror or adopt them as our own. This happens when we emotionally attach to someone, often a parent, teacher, or authority figure, and unconsciously say, "If I become like you, maybe you will love me. If I act like you, I'll belong. If I take on your pain, maybe I can heal it for you." It's a form of energetic imitation, where the subconscious mind merges with another person's emotional or mental patterns and carries them as part of our identity. But in doing so, we lose touch with our true self and begin to live through borrowed consciousness. Identification programs are not formed consciously. They grow from emotional attachment and survival instinct. They usually start in childhood or even past lives, and there are a few main ways they form. When we deeply love someone, especially a parent or caretaker, we absorb their emotional vibration, even if it's unhealthy. If your father is emotionally distant, you might unconsciously adopt that same detachment as your own coping mechanism, believing it's normal or safe. Children learn by imitation. You might mirror a parent's stress response, money beliefs, or relationship habits, simply because you were taught that's how life works. On the other hand, rejecting someone's traits, "I'll never be like my father," also binds you to that energy through resistance. Whatever you strongly resist, you still stay connected to energetically. The deepest root often lies in wanting to be loved. The subconscious says, "If I am like you, you will accept me." This emotional contract creates energetic fusion. You begin carrying both your own pain and theirs. When you identify with another person, especially through pain, guilt, shame, or fear, you literally carry their energetic blueprint within your four bodies. This can manifest as emotional confusion or feeling like you're living someone else's life. Guilt for being different from your family or parent. Self-sabotage patterns or unconscious resistance to happiness. Physical symptoms mirroring your family's unresolved emotions or beliefs. Over time, the identification energy fuses into your personality, shaping how you think, feel, and behave. It becomes who you think you are until healing work reveals, wait, this energy isn't actually mine. Let's imagine a child growing up with a father who is emotionally closed off. The child feels unseen and unloved. To maintain connection, she subconsciously adopts the same pattern, shutting down her emotions too. Now, as an adult, she struggles to express love or receive affection, not realizing this isn't truly her, but an inherited emotional template formed through identification. Even if she consciously says, "I don't want to be like my father," the emotional imprint is still running subconsciously until it's cleared. Let's look at a case study combining spiritual response therapy with BodyMaitre 4 Bodies research to explore how identification energies are reflected through the entire consciousness system. A client came for a session wanting to understand what identification programs she adopted from her father. Through SRT, we confirmed that the root energy was indeed an identification program, formed through emotional attachment and ancestral influences. Then we expanded the research with the BodyMaitre 4 Bodies dowsing charts, and here were the findings. Physical body, unwillingness to express feeling. Mental body, blocks to helping self. Spiritual body, genetic, ancestor influences, vows, curses, or contracts by ancestor. Let's break down what each of these means and how they connect to the identification program. Physical body, unwillingness to express feeling. On the physical level, the body carries the emotional memory of suppression. This energy reflects how the client physically mirrored her father's emotional state, holding back feelings, hiding vulnerability, and disconnecting from body-based emotions like tenderness or affection. When we identify with a parent's emotional defense mechanism, our physical body literally learns to shut down the energy flow, resulting in stiffness, exhaustion, or even numbness. It's the body saying, if I don't express, I'll be safe. Mental body, blocks to helping self. In the mental body, the client had internalized a belief system. Helping myself is selfish. This mirrors her father's mental programming. Someone who perhaps believed that self-care or self-expression was weakness. When she identified with that belief, her inner dialogue became self-sabotaging. She found it easy to help others, but not herself. This mental identification limited her ability to heal, receive, and grow because she subconsciously carried her father's voice inside her head. Spiritual body, genetic, ancestor influences, vows, curses, or contracts by ancestor. At the spiritual body level, we discovered ancestral agreements passed down through the paternal line, possibly vows of emotional silence, loyalty to suffering, or karmic contracts of endurance. These ancestral programs often create energetic codes that say we must not speak about our feelings, we must bear pain quietly, we must sacrifice personal happiness for family duty. When the client identified with her father, she also unconsciously carried these ancient spiritual contracts, perpetuating a generational pattern of emotional suppression. When we look at all these energies together, a physical body that suppresses emotions, a mental body that blocks self-support, and a spiritual body bound by ancestral vows, we can see how this identification program molded her personality. It created a person who appears strong but feels emotionally distant, overgives to others but neglects herself, feels loyal to family pain rather than her own joy. This is how identification programs, left uncleared, become personality identities, patterns so deep that we mistake them for who we are. By combining SRT and BodyMaitre, we approach the healing on two levels. Clear the root identification program, ancestral vows, and all related past life energies from the Akashic records. Identify and address the residual imprints in the physical, emotional, and mental levels, helping her realign her consciousness to a new state of wholeness. After clearing, the client reported feeling lighter and more emotionally open. She started expressing herself freely without fear of judgment, and noticed her relationship with her father began to soften energetically, even without direct conversation. Identification programs teach us that not all thoughts, feelings, or behaviors we carry are truly ours. Many are borrowed from those we once loved, admired, or feared. But when we have the courage to uncover and clear these energies, we no longer live as reflections of our past, we begin to live as reflections of our true higher self. By combining the wisdom of spiritual response therapy with BodyMaitre 4 Bodies integration, we can see the complete map of how identification energies operate, not just spiritually, but across the full human system, and bring every layer of our being back into alignment with Source. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's exploring ancestral relationship or emotional healing. You can learn more about BodyMaitre's 4 Bodies system and how it complements spiritual response therapy at BodyMaitre.com. Thank you for joining me today, and may you release all borrowed energies and return fully to the light of your authentic self.